Hello and welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video number 4 I believe, I have decided to talk about Apple's new reports that just came out for this quarter. So basically I am going to be talking about an article that I read, and this article is called 5 Things You Need to Know About Apple's Quarterly Results. And this article is found on theguardian.com. So I'll be naming off 5 major things that were found from these results. The first thing is that iPhones are still going strong for Apple. It's still a great product for them and bringing them a lot of revenue. Apple is a company that makes a phone with few other small businesses on the side. Sales of the hardware are higher than ever, with over 78 million units shipped in just 3 months, which is crazy. But a lot are asking, will this growth continue? Now that depends on the success of the iPhone 7, since the iPhone 6s was actually underperformed, so we'll see about that. The second point is that the iPad is surprisingly not the best, the most successful product for Apple. So obviously there's not only good news for Apple with these results, but there's also bad news. iPads are in its 13th annual decline in unit sales, from an all-time high of 18.6 million units in 2014 to only 10.6 million units today. So obviously due to that, it caused a decrease in revenue. However, Apple still insists that the iPad is the future of computing, but this is hard for them as computers become more portable and phones become more capable. So people are still turning to the computers or still turning to their phones, since they're able to do what the iPad is able to do. So the third point that I'll be talking about is that the Mac is back. So basically, as iPads were declining, Mac sales rose. Even though the Mac entered a period of neglect, Apple was still able to bring them back and increase their revenues. Personally, I have a Mac and I love it, so it makes sense that they're back and that people are loving them. And the fourth point that I'll be talking about is the Apple Watch. Now, when this first came out, I even said to myself, like, that's so useless. Why does anyone need an Apple Watch? So the Apple Watch doesn't break out the most sales. This is a product which the company hoped would be a new plank of the company alongside the iPhone, iPad, Mac. However, it's not doing well enough to make its mark in the business. However, Apple does dominate the smartwatch market. So the fifth point, that I'll be talking about is Apple services. Here we're talking about Apple Music and iCloud storage. It's been said that Apple only runs its service sector to provide reasons to buy the company's hardware. Their services revenues pulled $7.2 billion in the new quarter. So that's all I have for today's video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.